Okay, for one last time, I watched 13 Reasons Why, season 4. I'm so glad this show is over. Um, for those who are fans of the show, don't worry. They don't have any, there's no rape in it. There's some fights. um, they're not constantly talking about it. Uh, that's not to say you should just get over it. It's just for the sake of the show. Is how I feel about a lot of stuff that I'm gonna say. Um, I think this show is terrible. I think it's one of the worst shows Netflix has ever made. It has really no redeeming qualities. It should have been it. It should have just been maybe 2 seasons. I could see it being a one and done. Why isn't that coming back? Oh well, it's just one of those things. It's in post production. It's in production hell. She's got to send it up the pipeline. Whatever excuse, it's just been done. They actually did more trigger warnings, in the beginning of the episode, of every episode that they felt was a trigger warning, because this season was supposed to be about Clay's mental issues, his mental instability. It's supposed to highlight and show like the mental health care, I guess, and it didn't. It showed some stuff that was touched on in season 1 that they just dropped, and it did the same exact thing. It showed him like seeing people, talking to people. He even got locked up into an institution after a freak out, and they just let him go. Let him go. And then they dropped the plot point immediately and like kept bouncing and bouncing and bouncing and bouncing plot points. And while it is interesting to watch, as a viewer, if this was just a one-off season, it would be so interesting. But to know what you know from 3 other seasons, I don't care about Clay. I don't care about his crazy ass. This is Clay being Clay, and the characters kept saying it. Is this real, or is it Clay being Clay? It's just, I don't understand. I don't understand what they were trying to do. I understand what they're trying to do. I don't understand why they continue to try. And all right, let's go back character real quick. Clay. Clay is crazy, and he's selfish crazy. He uses his mental instability. He doesn't tell anyone. They never showed him take any type of pills. They made it seem like he was a schizophrenic, associative disorder, uh, and then they never touched on it. They never sought to get him help. They never did any of that. Yeah, there is privilege, doctor privilege. They ain't never writing no scripts. Clay Clay was the reason why a lot of stuff kicked off this season. Period. The trigger warnings that they gave in the beginning of the episode was just him screaming, "Let me go," every time some character felt the need to just hold him. That was the trigger warning. That was the trigger warning. Him just flailing, screaming at the top of his lungs, "Let me go." That's it. Jess. Jess is annoying. She always has a speech. She always so self-righteous, and then she like is basically having sex with 2 dudes at the same time and playing both of them. Okay, now if anyone be like, "Oh well, guys do it all the time," if you watch the show, you'll see why that was messed up. She only mentions her rape as like a weapon. Like Ani was there this season, again, and she was like, "So how you doing?" And all of a sudden, Jess was like, "Oh, so you think you could have any business telling me who I sleep with? You slept with Bryce, and he raped me." She just walked into the scene. She just walked into the scene. She said, "How you doing? Did I miss something? Was something left out?" Like she used it as just to throw it back in people's faces. Jesse, who was one of the best characters this season, had a whole redemption arc, And then the way they wrote him at the end was like, this is like How I Met Your Mother. We give somebody good and then they take them away. And then like they made it seem like Clay, him versus Clay, like he's getting his life together. Why are you having Clay beefing with him? He literally told him, whatever the parents' name was, like, yeah, they're looking for you. Yeah, but who are they? They're your parents. Exactly, they're my parents. Like, bro, you 18. If you don't know them your parents, I don't know. Like, Zach, who, like, he was downward spiraling. I guess he didn't want to live up to expectations anymore. They never said that. They just showed him being a wild person. And that was it. Alex was whining and crying. No one loves me. No one loves me. Why would you do this for me? People show that they care. Go away. Go away. Go. Oh, my God. And then Alex turned out to be gay. Like, come on, man. Ani was cool because she just wasn't there the whole season. Tony, kind of annoying. Like, he kept trying to be on some season 1 shit. Doing all this. And, like, dude, take a step back. But then he figured it out. But Tony, the character, I don't know his name. He was acting. He was doing some of the best acting. And it was one scene he had with Clay. He was just acting. And Clay was just sitting there. I'm like, dude, give him something because this dude's giving you all he got. The rest of the characters are just filler. The last episode is what the show should have been. Is what all other Netflix shows are, I guess. It was just them having a good time. They played music. They played Troye Sivan. I think it's called Good Side. And a lot of people don't have that song already, or don't know it. They probably looked it up now because that's how season 1 was too. I mean, all the stuff that happened in season 1. It has some good music. And the last episode was so good. It was prom. It was happy. And because it's Stranger Things, and because it's 13 Reasons, I kept expecting the other shoe to drop. Like, man, what's gonna happen? They can't have all this happiness in this show. But no, that's it. They brought back the tapes. I thought it was other tapes. They didn't specify if it was different tapes, but it was the same tapes from the first season. I'm glad the show's over. This video is long, and I'm sorry. Actually, I'm glad it's over, but I really like this show. At the same time, overall, I guess. It has a lot of it for what it wanted to do. It had a lot of serious themes that I'm sure everyone can relate to at some point in their life or currently. And for sure, if you think you need help, if someone's hinted that you need help, just reach out. There's hotlines. There might be someone in your life. Reach out. Do what you got to do. Get well. You're important. You matter. And that's what that show really was about. Like, you have people in your corner and who will go to bat for you even when you don't believe in yourself. And it's beautiful. It's a beautiful notion. And it's just execution wise, I don't think the show lived up to what it wanted to do and what it wanted to be. But the fact that it's there and it took a lot of risk with these grown-ups playing teenagers, I think it was great. This was, as much as I disliked this season, it's better than the last 2 seasons. First season is just untouchable. It's great. I would rewatch it, even with feeling uncomfortable during those certain scenes. It's still great storytelling, it's great acting. This season is just great just because it was so different than the other 2. Like, it felt different than the other 2. They weren't bogged down by all this other stuff. Also, I'm gonna get out. Why I didn't like it is because it was trying to make mental illness awareness, but everybody seemed like they were crazy. And I hate to say crazy. Like, Clay was talking to people, but then also one of the new guys was talking to people, and then Jess was talking to people, and well, it's just Bryce and Monty. Everyone kept seeing and talking and interacting with the ghosts of Bryce and Monty. And it's like, well, then people have mental. Why are you following Clay? Like one dude was dancing with Monty. Like, it's just a bit much. But it's not a trigger warning. There's like none of that extra stuff from the last two seasons, especially the stuff with Tyler. There's none of that anymore. I think, like I said, it's a good season. It actually really does go by pretty quickly. But 13 Reasons series finale season, 10 episodes actually, about an hour. The last episode is like an hour 40 though. So, but it's good. If you only watch just the season finale, you're fine.